Vola Anguela o veterano, ako itabua. Ako do talitay na barong na Bula FM, nambando na sir.
Bula, alang gono ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM berarti nambando na sir.
Ni Bula binaka, nanregen go sa Bula FM nga. Na kasi.
Nalang go sa mundo atibyo ng Bula FM nambando na sir nusur.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang go Jerry, yang melambasa. Do barong ng Bula FM, nambando.
Bula FM, nambando na sir.
In the news tonight, 4 refuse bail in multi-million-dollar drug bust. Health Ministry quarantines Fijian football team. And discolored water supply angers residents.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spade.
4 men charged with facilitating the export of close to $1.5 million of cocaine to Australia have been denied bail by the Nandi Magistrates Court. 51-year-old Dutch national Mark Winston, 34-year-old Shanil Ottar, 24-year-old Roshnil Kumar and 21-year-old Pravishek Narayan are charged with 1 count each of unlawful possession and supply of illicit drugs. Winston and Ottar are also charged with unlawful exportation of illicit drugs. It's alleged that on October 7th, the 4 engaged in the transfer, transport and supply of 39.36 kg of cocaine between Lautoka and Nandi. It's also alleged Winston and Ottar, the next day without lawful authority, facilitated the export of 34 parcels of cocaine. Our West reporter Felipe Naikaso joins us live now. Felipe, what else was said in court today?
Jackie, the magistrate had already ruled that the 4 men bails would be denied. However, the lawyers wanted to make a formal bail application. Some of the grounds that their lawyers argued that the clients should get bail were that they would be surrendering travel documents, following strict bail conditions that were set, providing suitable sureties, paying cash bail bond, and also appearing for the next court hearing. Their lawyers also argued in court that their clients were either sole breadwinners of the family or they were looking after their grandparents. However, this did not change the mind of the magistrate, who stated and told the lawyers to make a formal bail application before the Lautoka High Court. The case will be called again next Wednesday.
Thanks for that, Felipe. The Fiji police force continues to make inroads in their efforts to curb the sale and use of all illicit drugs. Deputy Police Commissioner Rusiate Tundravu says they haven't eased off on operations, and recent arrests are testament to this. DCP Tundravu adds officers are investigating various aspects, including local supply as well as trafficking via Fiji.
Investigation is currently undertaken. We have committed all our resources. Every month we are doing national operations on that. And I can state that the Fiji Police Force is doing every effort to mitigate this threat in this country.
The Health Ministry has stopped the national futsal team from returning home amidst concerns the players may have been exposed to measles after the match against Tonga. The Fiji side was at the Oceania Championships in New Caledonia when informed there were fears both players and officials may have come into contact with measles-infected people. Koroi Tandulala reports the team was told it may take 2 weeks for them to get full clearance to jet back.
Head of Delegation and Fiji Football Association Vice President Jiten Reddy says so far there have been no signs anyone in the Fijian team contracted the illness. Health Minister Dr. Ifiremi Wanganabete says they're currently working with officials in Nume to determine if the team picked up the virus.
It wasn't realized up until recently that they were in contact with a particular team that had measles. Again, confirmatory tests are being done at the moment. And if they are so, there are certain guidelines that have to be followed.
Fiji Football Association Competitions Manager Amitesh Pal agrees there was a lack of foresight from their side.
It is, we have consulted our doctors, Fiji doctors, and we advised that not to vaccinate it also.
The Fiji Medical Association president confirms that Fiji hasn't had a major measles outbreak in the past 2 decades. However, there has been a resurgence of the disease over the last decade or so.
Our last outbreak of measles was in 2006, and since then, 2006 to date, there have been only 35 reported cases of measles in Fiji. 27 of those are just clinical, so based on signs and symptoms, and the rest 8 laboratory confirmed.
Confirmatory tests are underway to determine whether the players have contracted measles or the rubella virus. The health minister says while it could take a long time to wait, they're working with authorities to ensure all players and officials are safe. Koroy Tandulala, FBC News.
Fijians living along the Suva-Nausori corridor are venting frustration with the condition of their water supply, as many are concerned about its safety. Residents have noticed discolored water coming out of their taps for the last few days. Kelly Vadala reports the Water Authority says this is due to reservoirs reaching critical low levels, resulting in no water and intermittent supply.
This is what most Fijians in 9 miles Nasinu have been getting through their taps, and it's putting the Water Authority under the spotlight.
All the mud there. And we can't use that water. And we go Nosori and bring the water from there.
Yesterday when I opened the tap, the water was very dirty.
WEF Acting General Manager Operations Sekovio Lunayao says they understand the frustrations of their customers.
When the tap, that's when our levels hit, our reservoir levels are at critical levels.
Some residents say people were not able to go to work, and with exams underway, children were forced to stay home.
They opened the tap, they give the whole dirty water, they came 2-3 hours.
The water has been dirty for a few days. It's affecting us really badly.
We do sincerely apologize to the customers that experience this. We wish to reassure them that we're working around the clock to restore supply.
The health minister says he will soon look at the ground situation to ensure there is no health risk.
I guess if anyone is worried about questionable water, they should, they can look at boiling their water.
Meanwhile, WEF says water supply is expected to normalize soon for residents living in the Nasinu area that have been affected by unplanned disruptions over the last few days. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
The home of a family from Waindamudamu settlement in Nausori was destroyed in an early morning fire. The blaze is believed to have started at around 9:30, and attempts to save the 2 flats and a shop failed. Apinisa Wangarandovu reports a few men from the neighbourhood safely rescued a woman who was alone in the house at the time of the incident.
The owner of the house was with other men in the community building the Waindamudamu Mosque when alerted about the blaze.
I think I'm the 4th or 5th person here. This is my own property. God will manage everything.
The fire left nothing behind, also destroying an extension Ali was building to rent for extra income.
To rent, the other one is they were building the whole way.
The National Fire Authority arrived in time to prevent the fire from spreading to 3 nearby houses, and the community is seeking for support to prevent future incidents.
About 270 plus houses at the moment, and maybe about we go up to 300 houses around here. So we really need some sort of like fire hydrants. We need some more fire hydrants around in our area.
The National Fire Authority will now investigate the cause of the fire which has destroyed the property behind me, leaving 7 people homeless. Apinisa Wangarandovu, FBC News.
Up ahead, new Hibiscus Committee embarks on cleanup, and murder trial begins in High Court. Details after the break.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, my name is Sotiama here in Ba. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, I'm Miri. I'm from Lotoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, I'm Ini from Rakiraki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic.
The Hibiscus Festival Executive Committee says in light of numerous allegations and in the interest of transparency, this year's carnival will not be held. In a statement, Executive Chair Vinay Kumar said they have dismissed the former chairperson of the Hibiscus Events Group, Hirdesh Prasad, and told him to hand over all property belonging to Hegi. Kumar claims debts of more than $100,000 have remained unpaid since last year when the festival was moved to Valilevu, and Suva City Council has referred the matter to FICAC. He says with all the negativity associated from the past dealings, they have decided the new committee did not want to rush into staging the festival this year and will concentrate on staging it bigger in 2020, which also marks Fiji's 50th year of independence. The executive committee is made up of members nominated by the Suva Retailers Association and the Suva City Council. The murder trial of 35-year-old Nora Vutanasau and 25-year-old Meladi Tikomairatonga began in the Suva High Court today. Both face one count each of murder in relation to the death of 30-year-old Rusiate Vakalakovi last year. Catherine Krishna was in court and filed this report.
It's alleged Ravutanasau and Tikomairatonga assaulted Vakalakovi beside the Victoria Parade Total Service Station in Suva on November 30th last year. The first state witness, Sakope Meli, told the court that Vakalakovi fought with the two and insisted the fight continue, saying he saw Tikomairatonga punch Vakalakovi as people kept shouting for them to stop. Meli also stated he saw Tikomairatonga kick Vakalakovi in the stomach and step on him. He said that when Noa Ravutanasau tried to stop the fight, Vakalakovi also punched her and she fell unconscious, hitting her head on the concrete. The following day, he gave a recorded statement to the police saying he clearly remembered the incident, which was still fresh in his mind at the time. Police had earlier stated that 30-year-old Vakalakovi was heavily intoxicated when picked up outside a nightclub and rushed to the CWM hospital, where he was seen by medical personnel. After he left the hospital, he was found lying motionless beyond the hospital premises. The trial continues tomorrow. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
New Zealand resident Mohammed Rahish Isuf's lawyer today requested the Lautoka High Court set his client's bail hearing to be heard next week. Isuf is charged with 5 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. He is alleged to have murdered a Nandi family a few months ago. His lawyer told the court that he will be filing an affidavit for a new surety. The prosecution has also stated they will need time to respond to the matter. The bail hearing will be called again on the 13th of November. It's alleged that between 25th and 26th of August this year, Isuf murdered carpenter Nirmal Kumar, his 54-year-old wife Usha Devi, their 34-year-old daughter Nileshni Kajal, and her 2 daughters, Sana 11 and Samara 8. More Fijian naval officers will undergo training and attend short courses at China's Dalian Navy Academy. Chinese ambassador to Fiji's Yan Bo confirmed the plan while welcoming China's Navy training ship at Suva's King's Wharf this morning. The ambassador says the capacity building program for local naval officers is a testament to Fiji and China's strong relationship.
The purpose of this trip is certainly to strengthen our friendship and cooperation. And now, I learned just now that about so far 14 Fijian Navy officers have been trained in the Dalian Navy Academy.
And Kelly joins us now with the latest in business.
Thanks, Jackie. Coming up after the break. More Fijians to benefit from Pacific Labour Scheme. And in growing Fiji, major projects planned for Nakasi-Nosori corridor. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot. Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's number 1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है. हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग कल मिर्ची FM सुनता. Gold Town Tava में मिर्ची FM दागो मामा.
Mirchi FM. It's hot.
The demand for Fijian workers in Australia continues to grow following Fiji's inclusion to the Pacific Labour Scheme. The scheme allows Fijians to work for as long as 3 years as opposed to 9 months under the seasonal worker program. Lina Rees has more.
According to Australian High Commissioner to Fiji, John Feeks, more companies have been coming to Fiji to recruit workers.
Fijian workers are the most highly sought out.
very, very diligent, hard-working. They get on with Australians. I think we share a lot in common. They make a huge contribution to the sporting teams in the communities that they work. And we think by next week we'll hit 100 Fijians.
The Ministry of Employment says the Pacific Labour Scheme has enabled Fijian workers to branch out to other areas of work aside from horticulture.
The Pacific Labour Scheme, this has opened up to other new areas like the aged care, for meatworks and the hospitality industry.
A total of 1,163 workers have been sent to New Zealand and Australia under the Seasonal Workers Program and the Pacific Labour Scheme. Now, Fiji joined the Pacific Labour Scheme in April this year as part of the Wuvale Partnership. Lena Rees, FBC News.
And Sinifa from HFC Bank joins us now with the latest from the stock market.
Let's have a quick look at the trading on the South Pacific Stock Exchange last week. Over 304,000 shares were traded in 29 transactions, amounting to more than $370,000. Contiki Finance Limited dominated the trading with 88.5% of volume traded and 82.2% of value traded respectively. 7 of the listed entities recorded market activity, of which 3 noted share price changes. FMF Foods shares fell by 1 cent to close at $2.11, while Contiki Finance Limited shares increased 6 cents to close the week at $1.18, and Paradise Beverages shares rose by 28 cents to close at $14.80. Following these share price changes, the overall market capitalization rose by 0.19% and ended the week at a value of $3.66 billion. That's a wrap from our local stock market. Vinaka.
Thanks, Sinifa. Here today's exchange rates as set this morning. In the strange world of foreign exchange, the Fiji dollar rose against the US dollar, the Chinese yuan, the Kina, euro and yen, but dropped against the currencies of our 2 major trading partners, the Aussie and Kiwi dollars. The commodities market was on the rise today. Oil prices were up, passing $55 per barrel. Gold rose to $1,512 per ounce, and silver prices closed at $18.11 per ounce. In growing Fiji, with the new Langere market to open soon, local government minister Pramila Kumar says more development is needed in the Nasinu-Nosori corridor. The minister confirms work on the Langere market is complete and they're just waiting for the Prime Minister's availability to open the project. Pranita Prakash reports the market will accommodate 400 vendors.
While this market project is complete, an area has been identified in Nakasi to construct another municipal market and a children's park.
There's a lot more work that needs to be done, and it requires the transfer of land, it requires planning, designing, land preparation, and then the construction phase. So there's a long process. And again, in Nakasi, there is an area where the children's park will be made. So the design has been done.
Local government minister Pramila Kumar says the value of the project will depend on the design.
First we have to do a demand survey to establish how many people do we want to house in that Nakasi market. And we can only do that by looking at number of vendors selling on the roadside.
The new market is expected to be constructed in and around the current market in Nakasi. Meanwhile, the minister says a swimming pool will also be constructed in Nasinu, which is currently in conception stage. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
And that's it from Business Tonight. Jamie joins you now with the latest from sports.
Thanks, Kelly, and good evening. Coming up in sports, Little Jerry wins big, and South African community in Suva celebrate Rugby World Cup win. This and more after the break.
Natango Maria, Maramani Waya Manatuya Sawa,
Aweti gitu tunde nandi ya undo marata kana warronga na Radio Fiji One.
Yawa asna vatili yawa mana Monica. Tondo warronga vale bunar domai biti lambasa.
Bula nadango aprosana ngarse go erkraki. Do talebe ona warronga na Radio Fiji One na domai biti. Nadango tsani bukia ongoni na mosi. Ando talita kana warronga na Radio Fiji One na domai biti su.
Radio Fiji One na domai.
As anticipated, Fiji Sevens playmaker Jerry Tuwai has won the World Rugby Men's Sevens Player of the Year award. Tuwai was nominated alongside the USA's Stephen Thomasin and Folau Niua. Savewanga with a story.
Jerry Tuwai. He may no longer have the captain's armband, but he's still the heartbeat of the Fiji Sevens side, helping them win titles, and now one for himself.
This means the world to me, to my family, and to Fiji. And it's been a long journey, very hard journey for me, because you can see I think I'm the smallest player in World Series. So yeah, it's really hard.
Upon receiving the Sevens Player of the Year award, Tuwai thanked his team for helping him achieve it.
Thank God for this. I think I'm just here accepting this award on behalf of my boys. If it wasn't for them, I would not be standing here today. I'm just there. Running beside them, receiving their uploads, and yeah, I'm just grateful and blessing to Thomasin and Folau for their rugby careers, and I'm really honored to be here.
Wonderful words. Meanwhile, Sports Minister Parvin Bala says the country is lucky to have rugby players and role models like Tuwai.
Well, that was a big announcement, and for Fiji, in fact, he has brought name and fame to our country. And his contribution to rugby definitely will go down in the history books of Fiji. And I'm very happy that he has been awarded.
Tuwai also featured in the HSBC Dream Team for the third year in a row. He now returns to continue preparing with the national side ahead of the Oceania Sevens this weekend. Savewaga, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, the Springboks have capped off their World Cup triumph by cleaning up at the World Rugby Awards in Tokyo, Japan. The South Africans are winning all the top honors. Once an all-white team and symbol of South Africa's deep racial divide, the Springboks are now a truly multiracial team, led by their first ever black captain, Siya Kolisi. It was a nail-biting 2019 Rugby World Cup final for the South African community here in Fiji as they gathered at the Paradiso restaurant in Suva alongside English fans. South Africa's High Commissioner to Fiji says he was a nervous wreck through the 80 minutes. Maria Begum reports.
South African High Commission Charge d'Affaires Bingo Thamaga says the 2019 Rugby World Cup win will bring positive change to his home nation.
We only hope that this is an inspiration to the nation to revisit the nation-building process so that the racial divisions of the past are healed and buried forever in our country.
Thamaga says even in Fiji he feels at home because of the welcoming nature of the Fijians and the support shown for his home country during the final.
When we lost the first match in the pool, Fijians didn't give up on us. They knew there is hope, and indeed it materialized at the end of the tournament. We won the Rugby World Cup.
The win did more than unite an entire nation. It also brought a father-son duo closer than ever before. Johan Stoltz's 6-year-old son since his birth has, alongside his father, followed the South African rugby team very closely.
He just enjoys rugby, and he had his Springbok jersey on just like me, and he was sitting with me all the time watching the game.
The game did not just bring South Africa together, but also inspired Fiji, as anything can be achieved with unity. Faria Begum, FBC Sports.
Caulfield Cup winner Murdy Glass of Japan and Constantinople of Ireland have been picked as favourites to win the 2019 Melbourne Cup. Grant's betting house general manager Vijendra Sundar says the two horses have had the most support from punters ahead of the race. Sundar adds they're expecting a good turnout tomorrow in the outlets around Fiji. The 2019 Melbourne Cup begins 3:30 p.m. tomorrow, live on the FBC Sports Channel.
The favourite is at the moment is number 2, Murdy Glass, and number 19. So these two horses are favourite to win the cup. But having said that, like 24 horses running, anybody can win the cup. So please gamble responsibly.
The Fiji Mbati is preparing for its next Oceania Cup match against Papua New Guinea on Saturday. The Mbati won its first match, defeating Toa Samoa 44-18 last weekend. Coach Brandon Costin says winning does not give confidence, but preparation plays the biggest role for their team.
Once you know you've done the work and you've done all your homework and you're absolutely the best prepared team that you can be, that's what builds confidence. That's what we did last week, and that's what we have to replicate this week.
Fiji takes on Papua New Guinea 5:20 p.m. this Saturday. A win would give them test matches against Tier 1 nations next year. Fiji women's football coach Marika Rondu says after observing a few teams over the weekend, a few things have become very clear for him. Rondu says some teams are not performing well because of a lack of training. He adds, as coach, he now knows what needs to be done in terms of strengthening the Fiji women's football team. Rondu believes the players themselves have a huge role to play.
If we have to continue to improve in our FIFA ranking and go further down from our current ranking 68, I think the players have to take responsibility of themselves.
Everton scored a late goal to hold Tottenham to a 1-1 draw in the English Premier League this morning. The result leaves Spurs in 11th spot on the table, while Everton is now 17th. That's it from Sports Tonight. In new media after the break, take a look at Apple's new AirPods Pro. That's coming up.
हमारा नाम उमेश कुमार, हम रहता है लेबू और रेडियो फीजी में हरदम सुनता है, बहुत पुराना गाना लगे और बहुत रोते सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा लगे हमको।
उमेश चंद्रा और कांता चंद्रा हमारा वाइफ है। हम लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 बहुत सुंदर से सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम, नंबर 1 रेडियो।
कुमार स्वामी नायक है, गोमवा लेबू लटो का रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे, हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
कुमार नाकाफी में रहता है, रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनता है।
रेडियो फीजी 2, देश की धड़कन।
Angie joins us now with the latest from weather.
Hello, my marvelous friends, and welcome to the semi-sunny world. Yes, definitely semi-sunny world, as the weather was such. It was a better replay of yesterday. It pretty much was unchanged. Looking at the west, it was cloudy and comfy. It will stay clear tonight. Eastwards from Pakawa to Suva, it was nice and cool, the kind you and I love. And up north, the night will become cold with lows of 22 degrees. A shower or two is possible. At sea, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. It's still windy, so you might want to think twice before going out to sea. For the tides, high tide at 1:35 tomorrow morning with low tide at 8:08 a.m. Sunrise will be at 6:25. Now looking at tomorrow, a bit of morning rain for those living in the central area. Otherwise, all the rest will be starting off with great weather. Tomorrow's stamps, the west always takes the icing on the cake with good weather. Now that I have mentioned cake, thank you, Jackie, for bringing me one tomorrow. And looking further on to Wednesday, a shower or two in the afternoon, so Wednesday is an umbrella day. And that's all the weather from the Weather World. Jackie.
You're definitely not getting that cake with the weather report for Wednesday. Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji on Pulse tonight, we asked, should we have a nationwide measles vaccination campaign?
Yeah, it's important to protect the people of Fiji.
Yes, the ministry should give vaccination. We don't want people to die from measles.
As the Ministry of Health, if they can allow everybody to have the injection first.
Yes, I think so, because it has to help the kids nowadays, help them from getting the disease, because if they bring back the disease, the kids can get it. Eh?
I think it's a good idea to have a nationwide vaccination for people's safety.
Yes, there should be a vaccination campaign to help Fiji.
Recapping the main stories for tonight: 4 refused bail and multi-million-dollar drug bust. Health Ministry quarantines Fijian football team. And discolored water supply angers residents. For these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Our poll question last week, we had asked, should heavier jail terms be given for parental negligence? 77% said yes. And this week we're asking, should we have a nationwide measles vaccination campaign? Visit our FBC website to answer. And our shot of the day, a picture that has been shared thousands of times across all social media platforms. South African captain with his family straight after the Rugby World Cup victory. And you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, via Facebook page FBC News, our Twitter page at FBC_news or hashtag FBC News. That was the FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, have a safe and enjoyable evening. Bye for now.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulalo. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot.
Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's #1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है. हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग खाली मिर्ची FM सुनता. गोल्ड टाउन तावा में मिर्ची FM दागो मामा.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.